Hello everybody and welcome to the first video of Hearthstone that I'm going to be doing on my channel. I've loved Hearthstone for a while, but I have waited until I've gotten to Legend, which I was able to do last month with Voltron Paladin, which I will show off at some point, which is basically just a typical Paladin, Mech Paladin list with Mimiron's head in it, which I just find really funny. But we're going to do a pack opening, because I think the best way to get into Hearthstone is by opening packs and seeing what you get. Obviously, we're not going to do what Trump did, which I would love to do that, but wild-centric. I think that would be a super fun idea to, like, have that. But until they do something, if they do something where it's like, hey, get, like, 20 packs of, like, you know, Old Gods, Gadgetzan, you know, stuff like that, then I would definitely do that. But until then, I don't think there's much point. But first, we'll go into the signature pack. I bought this bundle because I like to at least buy one of the bundles, usually speaking. And these are the golden signature packs, meaning you can get some cool stuff from them. So let's see what we get in this first one, though. It is nothing crazy. However, we are getting a lot of Rogue cards, and like Lieutenant Eddie, I like to play Rogue, but I also love Paladin. Paladin, I would say, is my main class. The things I'm really looking forward to in this expansion are, like, I feel like I want to play Standard a little bit, but the weird thing about it is I feel like ooh, this card here, Peaceful Piper. I feel like Peaceful Piper in Wild is actually going to be really good. Because you can use it in a Hadronox Druid, or you can use it to get Morlorn or Humongous Owl in the Undertaker Druid as well. So, Peaceful Piper is very useful with both assets in some control-based, combo-based. But I guess Hadronox is actually control. Still no good packs. Disco Mole, so that's good. Man. Can we just talk about how shafted Warrior was this expansion? Like, we don't know yet how bad it gets, but it just feels bad. Like Warlock has a card that is literally 1 mana 1/3 demon. So it has a tribe. We got a double up of this one, a triple of that one. Oh my god, it's the meme. Another Paladin card. But like, they have a card that makes you immune during your turn, so you can play like Backfire. You can play all these cards in like maybe like ooh, legendary, ooh. But in a singleton deck, you can play that and get all this value. And then meanwhile, Warrior's like, when you gain armor, and it's just like, that doesn't do anything. Soloist. I don't understand the idea of this card. Hipster. Okay.
Golden legendary.
I'm mad. I hate Priest. I don't think I get the 2 extra legendaries, which would be the 2 random golden legendaries, until after the expansion. Well, when the here it is, Void Virtus. This also has a the other new rarity, which I am blanking on currently. So during your turn, your hero's immune. This is going to be really good. I think in a singleton Warlock, even though most of those decks don't really get played much anymore, I feel like they could still really work. Annoying fan. Golden. Okay, well I'm happy to see Paladin cards golden, because although I don't craft golden cards unless like it's like a very evergreen deck that I know I'm gonna play for a long time, it's still nice to have. Ooh, Harmonic Metal. I'm actually kind of happy with that. Death Knight seems like it'll be really fun this expansion. We got 2 Glaive Tar. And we'll see. Hopefully we get another legendary. It's kind of unlikely. We already got 1 legendary. Ooh, an epic. I'll take an epic. I'm so happy the tradable is also an evergreen keyword. It was such a good one. Idol's Adoration I would love to see that be played in a singleton Raza Priest.
Golden Common.
Oh, we got two of the same one.
Golden Common. Golden Epic.
Look, we got, man, we got the Hearthstone Mathematics. We got Hearthstone Mathematics. I really love how there's a lot of like collabs to older cards in this one. I think that when you're making something, another Vogue, when you're making an expansion that's meant to be a big, like more like fun kind of flavor, I feel like it's really important to have those kind of cards. Those like, hey, it's this card again. And I think we got that as well with King Mukla. So we're ending with another golden epic. I love the way these look, by the way. These look like the location cards look absolutely immaculate. Golden. Big dreams.
Golden Epic.
Ooh, Free Spirit. That is actually one of the more interesting ones. Simply due to the fact of the I want to play the even druid, where you just have like a hero power that like costs 1 and gives you a frick ton of attack. And at this point, the thing that's annoying, right, is you either open your packs with the most exciting ones first or last. None of these. I think what they need to do for the rifts need to cost 1 mana less for each of them. I think if that food charge. I'm actually really keen to figure out some stuff with this. That is so cool that there is now a charge minion. They are making it feel weaker because it's like, oh well, whatever. But that's so cool. I like that. There could be a lot of really cool ideas for it. But it would still be like it would be like kind of like it. I feel like it would be a worse Quillbore deck though. Because like I feel like Quillbore in general would just work better than that. Yeah, let's see. I want to at least get like 4 legendaries, which means I actually want 5. You always go 1 more. Also, one thing I will say, I'm so annoyed that they went with a recruit theme now. Because Recruit Paladin is that means like they're either going to really focus on it, which means that, like Recruit Paladin works, but whenever they try to make Recruit Paladin, they always make it that the value is, oh, but you're summoning a high cost minion, that must be incredible. Which means that you're always dependent on how good other cards are. Because of Sunken City, we actually do have really good cards, like Neptulon and stuff. But if we don't have Neptulon and stuff, it's literally the most worthless mechanic. I feel like you could really see that. I think it was Standard, when we got the second wave of Recruit Warrior stuff, and it was kind of just like, oh, okay. No, it would be the third wave of it, when we got it in, with, Scholarmancy. And it was just like, well, I hope I summon Rattlegore with my card, or else I'm like just screwed. Is the internet literally gonna be fucky wucky? Let's hope not. Okay, I'd have been not angry, but like just disappointed. And the other thing as well is when you open all the golden packs first, it really makes you feel like, oh. Also, this one legendary, okay, there we go. I was gonna say, the legendary we get for free is really waiting its time. Starlight Groove, Paladin legendary, very happy to see that. Starlight Groove I think is gonna be really good. I feel like it's actually a useful Paladin card, for all senses of the word. Like, almost, unless you're doing an aggro Paladin list, like pure Paladin is gonna be awesome and give that deck a little bit of an edge. And like playing Librams, it also really helps. Breakdance, broke card, awesome. One thing I want to know is, with you guys, if you do actually pre-order packs or anything, do you simply like keep all the cards from the classes you like, or are you more like thoughtful and you're like, I'll keep all the cards because then it means that I don't have to like hey look, we've got another one of these. Oh, this is This is the very interesting one, and that golden animation's actually freaking godly. That is so. This is the interesting one where if it loses health first, it's actually pretty good. But if it loses attack first, it actually is a lot less viable. And the interesting thing is it's a bunch of bananas. Are you guys ready for odd quest hunter to be running this card? So then when they have their big play with the 0 mana hero power that deals 3 damage, they summon the guy, and then they ping face banana, ping face banana, ping paint, ping. I can't even say it right. Also, Krill Balls again. It's weird to see them back after. It feels like they're only in Ultrac Rally, honestly. Not Ultrac Rally. First one of 2 years ago. Which is also weird to think that it was 2 years ago that Krill Balls and stuff were added into Hearthstone. Okay. Banjo Saw. Such a funny card. I'm really happy that they are making like I feel like it's really funny, right? So one thing that everyone's always like, oh, Hunter doesn't have a big Hunter because Hunter is about the mid game or about aggro, and then they give Hunter all these end game tools and control-y tools, and then it's like, oh well, you know, Hunters can control. They have spells and secrets, and you know, their minions can dirty rat and then attack things, and yeah, they can have disruption and stuff. Yeah, that's just how Hunter works. You know, they track their prey and then they strike when they're weak, and you know, oh man. And it's like, can Paladin have a control deck? And everyone's like, no, Paladins don't control. Just I just get annoyed when like the point of freaking Paladin is that it's Priest and Warrior, which are the two most controlling classes put together, and then you get the like most mid-range, mostly aggro-focused thing ever. It just makes me so sad. This one I think would have been really cool like a few years ago. I feel like this like is so interesting. Like if your opponent has no, like I feel like as a battle cry, if it was just battle cry, have all your opponent minions attack this, the 3 mana, 2/5 taunt. I think that would have been really cool. Groovy Cat, yet again, gonna be part of that, even, definitely. I think we've gotten to the point where we have all of the commons. Melomania. Each time you play a minion this turn, it's a 0 cost card though, so it could be used, ooh, 2 epics though. It could be used in an interesting way. Bridge Rift. If this card is 5 mana, then it would be really good. Also another breakdance. I do want to actually play the warrior deck though. I think that would actually be really damn sick if because I want warrior to, like, we all want warrior to do something, but it's one of those weird things where you play standard and you're like, oh man, I wish warrior could do something. And then you play Wild, and it's just like Pirate Quest, and it's just like you still don't do anything, huh? Like because of their insistence on making cards better, and making combos so powerful that they just say win game. It really just defeats the idea of a control deck in general, unless the control deck literally says, no, you physically can't play the game. And the only decks that do that are freaking Druid decks. Where they're like, I'll either make you do Process Druid or freaking Golden Cosmic Keyboard. That's gonna be a really good one though. That one I think is gonna be made for 3 mana. It is funny though that Mage, for instance, is given that card. There was a, I think it was during, what was it during actually? It was before Dark Moon Fair. It was the one before Dark Moon Fair. They released a 6 mana 3/3 weapon that summoned a 6/6 elemental with taunt. I think it was Ashes of Outlands, but probably not. But maybe. I think it was the one after that, but I just can't remember what that's called at all. I think that's my watch going off. But ooh, epic. We haven't gotten a legendary in such a long time. We're getting really unlucky with these packs. Maybe it's because we have these up. Also, Instrument Smasher is actually such a cool card in my opinion. Like it could be a one-of card, but like the fact that you can just play a weapon and then just do that is so cool to me. And I want that type of value stuff to be in the game more. Like what's the point of this? This literally should, like this basically just 1 mana 1/3 gain 2 armor. Like why not give like Warrior some like really cool stuff where it's like, I want to see more value-driven things where it's like, you can play this now and get A effect.
Cool, man.
Jesus. We have 2 static waveforms from outside of my golden packs. But yet again, I think we've opened like 20 packs. Yeah, we've opened 20 packs from our first one, and we still have not gotten another legendary. 3 duplicate cards. Oh, that's actually really nice. It does tell you which cards are duplicates. Okay, so we've now, I think, gotten to the point where every single card is now a duplicate. I think one thing personally is I want to keep every single card that's common and rare. Because common and rare cards, you're always going to use them. Also, Harmonic Disco. Discover a 5-cost minion, summon it. With +1/+1 swaps every turn. That is literally basically the kind of cards I wanted to do. Wanted to have be made ages ago. I think I will actually, in WoW, try to make a Recruit Paladin again. Even though it's such an, like, I really need to get Candor to really make it work here. But, like, it was such a cool thing, and I think it really does show how important it is for Paladin to have non-minion options. I also like how the 5/5, the 5 cost minion does get +1/+1, just to help it a little bit. Volume up. This card, this really, like, in my opinion, why does Paladin not have any draw 2 card that is 2 mana to 4 mana, and then every other class in the game is just like, let me draw 3 spells and discover a copy, and via discovering a copy of one, it means that I'm allowed to use it in Quest Mage and be unbelievably toxic. And then it says like, Paladins don't have the ability to draw, because that would be unfair. And it's like, what the fuck do you mean? Everyone's doing it. And the thing that annoys me more is like, it'll be like, oh, but Paladin has like, you know, the mech card that draws you 5 cards, and it's like, yeah, it does. Is that even seeing play right now? No. Only in Wild. But this is one of those interesting things. I think it's also mirrored. Oh.
Legendary.
This one is very interesting to me. This one reminds me of Rokara from Barons a lot, because that was when we got like the normal legendary. Unpopular has been. Summon a 5-cost minion from the past. I love the flavor of cards like that. There was a legendary for Mage back in the day that allowed you to add a random legendary from the past to your hand. Damn! Cover artist. I'm actually really happy to see that golden as well, because I actually want to make a Malagos Rogue. And the Malagos Rogue uses this card. So essentially you use the weapon, you try to discount stuff, and then you use the weapon, you summon Malagos, you break the weapon, and then you cover artist the Malagos again, and then you just like go ham. It's crazy. The cover artist as well is such an interesting card. It's also funny, it's power free. I don't think anyone talked about this, but Cover artist is Power Creep of Prince Taladrum, who was a 4-mana 3/3 or 4/4. I think it was 3/3 though, that would copy if your deck had no other 4-cost cards. You're able to copy a minion. So this is what I mean, right? So if this was 2 mana, this would be fine. And the other problem as well with the Rift cards is that it really requires you to start on this one and then go to this one. But like, there's just so much problem with the Rifts. I feel like they all need to be 1 mana less. Let's see. Okay. But overall, I really do like the ideas of most of the archetypes. And the one thing I also will say is I really like it when they really think about older, you know, archetypes as well. I like this one. Like, this is what I mean though as well, right? Is Paladins have draw 1 cards that are like Hand of a Duel, where it's like, give a minion +2/+1, draw a card. Why can't we have a spell that just says draw 2 minions of this thing and give them benefit? There's never a benefit with it. It's always like either a deck build around, Divine Sense or whatever, where it's like, if you're playing a really deep draw aggro deck, I guess you can have a little bit of advantage. We got 2 Freebird, so I'm actually slightly okay with that. Because, yet again, Freebird seems super interesting to me. I didn't even see that that was a card until now. Come on. Oh, I didn't even register that I put it on. But we've been really lowballing it with legendaries, which is really just depressing. I like how we got to know there was Rewind already. Rewind with Quest Mage literally is going to make Wild unlivable. I think that what they need to do for Wild is have due process banned, just because it's toxic as fuck. And also, it's not fun to play against, you can't play around it, and it just means that if you're playing any strategy ever, you're losing, because it's Druid. You can't play a combo against it, you can't play control against it, and you can't play aggro, because your aggro will be squashed by the rest of the deck. Floop needs to be changed in some way. I like how Paparazzi is fun. Like, Paparazzi is also funny. And then just make the Mage Quest, the OG one, just ban it. Like, there will be, like, I feel like if you have these decks, right, that are so overpowered, because of, like, a few key cards or something, just get rid of the key cards, also. This one is actually cool. Yet again, volume up. Literally, the entire thing for Mage, this expansion, is just discover cards and make them really good. And replay them. And it's just like, oh no, Wild. Death Metal Knight. Pardon me. That is very interesting. Foulstring Harp, though, is very cool. I remember when, I don't know if you guys played free-to-play as long as I did. I started in 2016 and was free-to-play until maybe 2019. I feel like in full truth, I was free-to-play, like, kind of free-to-play. Like, I'd buy an adventure every now and then when I could. And all that stuff. But I became not free to play with Darkmoon Fair, which was the end of 2019, I believe. So I've like it's so crazy every single time I open the pre-order packs, because I just sit there just like, yes. Rush the stage. That's probably gonna look really freaking good at gold. It's also very interesting that because we've had Demon Hunter since 2020, and because of that, it really just feels like it's just like, oh yeah, it's just part of Hearthstone. While Death Knight is new, and it already kinda, in a way, just feels like, oh yeah, it's part of Hearthstone now.
Cool, rare.
Ooh, Golden Death Metal Knight. Does he do anything cool in his animation? I mean, the sword is more RGB. I feel like Death Metal Knight misses the mark. Like, it's a good free, cheap minion. Like, it's basically free. But, like, I feel like Blood isn't about that, though. Also, Jungle Jammer is such a cool card. And depending on how many... Depending on if there's actually minions that fit the cost, you can actually kind of build your deck around, getting a very particular beast. Which I think is really cool. I love it when there's, like, that type of, you know, thought-provokingness to a card. The only thing I'm kind of getting worried about is I think we have not gotten a legendary in like 40 packs. That's what I'm worried about. We haven't gotten a legendary in base, like we're full PD timer at this point. I think we've gotten like 2 legendaries from these packs, which is actually freaking terrible. No, wait. I think we have 2 gold on this now. We've gotten the 2. We've gotten the paladin one. Yeah, we've gotten like 2. So that I think these packs are literally broken. I do like the really cool musical effect you get when you actually open cards, though. It's very nice. I also really like how like every single class does have a weapon that isn't even legendary. Final 2 legendaries. That kind of makes up for it. Double legendary. I want the paladin legendary, and I want the legendary that swaps decks because I want to make that warrior deck.
Legendary.
Symphony of Sins.
Golden legendary.
Oh, MC Blingtron Golden. That's so freaking cool. Well, we're definitely keeping MC Blingtron. I wonder if the battle cry extends, or if it's like the microphone itself is what makes the opponent take more damage. I really wonder on that. But MC Blingtron, getting a golden legendary as well out of our packs, that kind of makes up for it. If we get 1 more legendary, I'll say it's been made up for. We also get 2 golden legendaries and a regular legendary, because you always get a legendary when you log in. I really want to see when we're done with the rares. I do believe in like 80 or 90 packs that you always have all of the rares. Unless you get like really unlucky and it's like you get like a few epics. But like if you're getting a few epics, then like, that's still really good. Another epic.
Golden common.
Ooh. I like this one a lot. I like the idea of there just being a very normal 1 mana card that increases weapon durability. When are we gonna make the combo with this and Gorehowl that makes Gorehowl like the craziest weapon ever? That would actually be a really fun deck to try to make. Like a deck that only has Gorehowl in it. And that you just re-get, like, you know, you get Prize Plunderer, no, Weapon Plunderer, you know, the Pirate 4-2, summon a weapon that's broken, and you just hit face with Gorehowl repeatedly. That would be a really funny deck. Okay. Talking about weapons, it reminds me of the Knights of the Frozen Throne quest. Dirge of Despair. Deal 3 damage to a character. If it kills it, summon a demon from your deck. This is actually a reference to one of the original cards. I can't remember what it's called, but it's 5 mana, deal 2 damage to a character. If it kills it, summon a demon. A random demon, rather. This is actually pretty cool. The only problem is that it's 6 mana. I feel like it's hard to make cards not feel broken. But I feel like, honestly, this is the way you balance things. Make things really strong for every class, and then see how it goes. And then if there's just some cards that are so overpowered that it literally breaks everything, then yeah, then you tone, you know, some of those things down. Another legendary. Okay, so we're finally getting legendaries. Lead Dancer. I think we've already gotten like all of those. Kangor Dancing King. We've done it. Okay, we have the 2 Paladin legendaries. We have the Rogue Legendary. We don't have the... We have a Golden Rogue Legendary of the one I actually feel like is cool. I think honestly I would throw that in my Pirate Rogue deck maybe. It's weird though. The obvious thing is to put it in... Okay, we've finally gotten it, so then we have duplicate rares now. So now only epics matter. That actually is really cool. So yeah, 80 packs, around 80 to 70 packs is all you need to get another legendary. Okay, we're finally getting the legendaries. We have Cage Head. Oh, that's actually really cool. Signature Cage Head. I love this card because it's a reference to Buckethead, and Buckethead is a really interesting and thought-provoking musician. But also, this is my first signature legendary I've ever pulled out of a pack, so I'm really freaking happy with that. Death Knight, I definitely want to be playing a lot. I think even Death Knight is going to be something I play a lot in Wild. So I'm very, very happy to fucking pull that card. Honestly, Golden Rogue card that's actually cool. You know, I keep thinking that they're called mythical, but I don't think they're called mythical. But, I'm gonna call it mythical because it sounds cool. Mythical, legendary, Cage Head. I would like to see the RGB Death Knight legendary spell. It's not the best, but I would still like to see it just because it's so interesting. Harmonica Soloist. So obviously, oh no. Discover and cast a secret. You know what? That's not even that bad. I could see that being played. I do want to make standard content.
Golden Epic!
Golden Spotlight. That is actually immaculate. Spotlight is going to be a really awesome card for Paladin in terms of... Like, this card with the legendary spell is literally just 5 mana. Like, just get 2 mana, get a 5/5. And it's tradable as well. Getting that golden is actually really cool. Another legendary. And we got Jive Insect. I don't like it being spoiled, but it's fine. Transform a minion into Ragnaros the Fire Lord. Very interesting. Very interesting. Actually, a thing I want to see is Zetimo allows you to cast a card and then it casts to the other two. I think it would be really interesting to Jive Insect with Zetimo on the board as like an OTK kind of deck. Be something like 3 Ragnaros, which is only 24 damage, but like, you can do a lot of stuff with that. You could do Drakari Enchanter with it, because it's 2 mana, 3 mana, 5 mana. Power Slider. Honestly, I think if Power Slider, and I said this to myself earlier today, if Power Slider was allowed to gain all of the tribes from amalgams, I think it would be a really good card. Like, obviously, like, oh, it would be overpowered though. It would be like +6/+6 or +7/+7. That would be like way too strong. Bump it up 1 mana. And then suddenly it's like, oh, turn 4 to my turn 5. Is there any cards in the history of Hearthstone that have been able to deal with a minion turn 4 or 5? I wonder. And then it becomes this, you know, nearly 9/9 minion in stats that can be super impactful and do a lot of crazy stuff and really easy to set up. And then give you that push in that you need to actually be able to, you know, have crazy boards. Because with Warrior right now, it's basically just if you kill my board, you win the game. Which is kind of upsetting. I like this though. Spend 3 corpses to give a random friendly minion reborn. I feel like that would be really good. It's also be good in general. I like how both of the locations for Death Knight are both even. 2 rares. Epic. Record Scratcher, we got it. So this is the one I was talking about. So you hit when you summon it, and then you play a bunch of combo cards. You basically Ghostly Strike, Swindle. You play all your drawing cards. The one that, you know, dredges and then draws. You play all of those to refresh around 7 mana. And then you just eviscerate. And your eviscerates and all of that cost 1 mana because of Thorson. So it's basically like you have plus 10 spell damage. So it's 16, 16, 24. And also, you can eviscerate earlier to like gain combo with that. Which is also something I think very good. Okay, nothing interesting from this one. But so far, I'm really happy. Signature, that's right, they're called signature cards. I'm really happy that I've gotten like a signature from a normal pack as well.
Golden Comet.
Oh man, we got the golden paparazzi. One thing I will say that's really funny to me is the paparazzi. Like, I remember when we got Legendary Horde, which was a 1 mana rogue spell. Discover a random legendary from another class, and it was like, whoa, like that's so cool. And now it's just like 3 mana common. Like, it was only a rare, but like it gave Rogue this kind of like interesting. Rogue could potentially play with all these other legendaries and do all these cool things. The RGB one for this one, deal 2 damage, finale to all enemies. That's so interesting to me. Finale, final pack, and then we'll see what we've got in general. Okay, nothing cool in the forest, but that's fine. So we'll have a look. We'll actually go into here and see just how this is going. So we've only gotten up to 5 legendaries. Also, you can tell just how little I play Hearthstone because of just how low that is. Wow. I feel like I should have all of the rogue cards. But I guess there is another epic that I'm missing. Okay. Wait, there's one more. Wait, I just hit them. No, I didn't, because one of them was for neutrals. Okay, so let's see. By doing this, you'll also see some of the decks that I have planned, and just other stuff as well. So, look forward to all of the new strategies that I'm thinking about. Festival. So, crafting-wise, is there anything we're missing other than like the legendary? Look how cool that is. Like, he doesn't really have any movement other than the background. I think that's the one thing that's really sad is if we go to golden and we go to buckethead, cage head here, it feels like there's more to the electric effects that's going on. I also like this tongue. And in this version he doesn't even have the tongue, which is very interesting. Also, it doesn't even say exactly how that works. But I like this because it feels like a movie poster. And I feel like that's what the signatures for all of these should look like. All of them should look like a movie poster. And obviously we don't have that. Screaming Banshee, which personally is not very good. But I'm probably going to make all of the Death Knight cards anyway. Because when Demon Hunter first came out, I kind of had the idea and I was like, it would be such a good idea to just keep getting every single card for Demon Hunter. So then it's like you just have all the cards for it. And I never did that, and it actually kind of, I was like, damn, I really should have done that. So with Death Knight, I actually really do want to do that where I have all the versions. Cage Head, I already have the signature, so I think it would be cool if they had like a different text or something, maybe, I don't know. Is it made by the same person? No, it's not. That's probably why it feels so different art-wise. But I do love that it's Buckethead. I find that really interesting. He's also right there too. I wonder who these other two members of the band were. But yeah, we're missing some epics and legendaries. Good old Druid, my least favorite one. Rhythm and Roots doesn't feel like you'll get any play. Honestly, I feel like Groovy Cat is going to be the one that gets seen the play the most. Because there's from March of the Lich King, there was that 6 mana Unending Swarm card. Where literally you can Peaceful Piper, tutor Groovy Cat, and then just summon a bunch of Groovy Cats, and then your hero power is 1 mana, like gain 8 attack, and then you just swing face. It's gonna be such a fun deck. Okay. I like how he seems to be a bit on the different side, and there's just like this sensor bar here, which is very funny. This card is going to ruin a lot more Druid archetypes in Wild, because it just means that now there's an easier way to have access to breaking your weapon to get 10 mana. On this side, though, other than the 2 legendaries, we actually have everything. I love Stranglethorn Heart just because of the idea of the King Crush deck just having like this final bomb. Mage. Yay. This one is going to be the most annoying card ever. 1 mana, turn 1 quest, turn 2 infinize the magnitude. Into a 1 mana spell, play the 1 mana spell, which probably will be the one that gives you a 1 to 3 cost card to your hand, and then you also re-get, and then you play that, get another card, and then it's just like, oh man, awesome. Really happy that this is a card though. It would have been cool if they made the line here something about like Hearthstone mathematics. Volume up. You have to pay mana to do that. Awesome. DJ Mana Storm has the potential to be really crazy, but I don't think it will be. One thing I'm happy about is a lot of the cards I have golden. Annoyo Troop is one I didn't get. However, the Annoyo Troop I feel like is going to be the least impactful one. We literally got a version of this card essentially. There was 6 mana that then turned to 7 mana, and then they changed it back to 6 mana. Which summoned 2. And the only reason it was strong is because it allowed Rogue to be stupid. Because that's why everything is nerfed, because it allowed Rogue to be stupid. I wonder if there is a 1-cost minion you actually want with this. But yeah, Starlight Groove, definitely one of the cooler ones. In space, no one can hear you groove. That was weird. It just reset all of them again. But yeah, Spotlight is definitely... Damn, that's fucking sick. Spotlight is definitely one of the cooler ones. This one is interesting because this is literally the same as the 4 mana epic. Give a random minion +1/+1, doesn't matter. Divine Shield. Eh. This one's so weird to me. I love this one. I love the lore of Hearthstone. After Dr. Boom's involvement with the League of Evil, Kangor cut ties with the Boomsday Labs and began pursuing his true passion of disco. Like, I want to see more of that in play, because I think they can really easily nail stories. Because the best thing about World of Warcraft and everything is the stories. Also, why does this minion have this... I actually really like this, though. That's really funny. It's actually really funny. Fucking follow my lead! Why does this have this restriction? Why is this literally just a better meat grinder for 2 extra mana? This should just say summon a minion from your deck. Literally like 2 years ago, that's what freaking Warrior got. Are we saying that Paladin has to be weaker than 2 years ago Warrior? Fan Club is definitely going to be a good card though. I do love that Priest of all classes is like the annoying, super toxic boy band. Because it just makes so much sense that is what Priest is. It's the annoying one. Breakdance, we got Mixtape. Mixtape is honestly very interesting because it could allow you to... It's like a tech card. You could discover... But it's weird because it's like... You want to play it early on against like maybe a quest mage or something, and I think that's actually the coolest thing, is you could try to use this against a quest mage, finish your quest early, play it, and then just aggro them to death. Combo cards. Combo, add a random combo card to your hand. It's very fair enough. This, to me, is actually a really cool one. I like this a lot. Deal 1 damage, give your weapon plus 3 attack. Beatboxer. This is all enemies, as well. So the one thing you could actually do is on an empty board, you could MC Blingtron into that. So MC Blingtron... Okay, so see, the thing that's interesting is both players equip one. So, does that mean you both get a broken microphone, or is yours a fine microphone? That's the question I have with this. But I do like the idea of this card a lot. 5 mana 3/4 mech, which is in line. The only thing that annoys me about MC Blingtron is, unlike Blingtron, which was, even if you had it in normal rarity, even if you didn't have it golden, it would still give both players golden weapons. This one doesn't, and it makes it feel like it isn't like Blingtron enough. I feel like the biggest diss that they could have done is they could have made it that if you have the normal version, only you get a golden weapon, but if you have the golden one, both players get a golden weapon. That would be the biggest diss, honestly. Mic Drop, the best card to play after emoting. This one is cool in my opinion, and it works really well in Kingsbane Rogue, obviously. But it bounce all around. I just feel like that's gonna be that crazy, you know? Like, you could Blingtron. Like, the thing is you still need to have the cards on the field. Like, if you can get Beatbox on the field, then summon Blingtron, and then bounce around, and then, like, do damage a lot, it would be really good, but otherwise, not really. I don't understand the point of this. Why is this so depressing? Jesus. I like the idea is neat though, at least. We also have Jive. Inza is a random like character now. I think they're trying to really make the furries happy. Which makes no sense. If you wanted to make the furries happy, you would make a rogue character be furry. Because, you know, the furries love to be sneaky and stealthy. Overload cards cost 1 less. It's a very fair enough kind of card. Jive Insect though is very cool. I love Ragnaros in all ways. Like, he's so funny. Like, the concept of Ragnaros itself is really funny. But yeah, Rin, especially Diamond Rin, is freaking fantastic. Killer final boss music. The one thing that's kind of annoying is this doesn't show you what they are. But you can look at that on the official website. But this is what we mean, right? So this card's worthless. This card is actually like fair enough. This one should be 1 mana. This one should be 2 mana. This one should allow dual type minions or stuff like that. At least dual type minions to count twice. This is okay, but this is literally just the same as having the, like, this is literally unironically, in a way, a weaker version of Deathbite that they got in Nax Ramis. This is literally the most pointless card in the entire set. Literally no point. This one's like actually kind of cool, but it should be 5 mana. I think, yeah. But the fact that like actually look at this, right? Warrior doesn't have any high-end cards in this expansion. How are they meant to be a late-game archetype? This shatters me. This is a card you're going to get for free golden. So if you do get this card, don't worry, you can disenchant it. However, I will say you do get it very much later. It's like 80, 85. But still really good. Crowd Surfer. Very interesting. It goes to both sides. Fizzle. Honestly, Fizzle, Dead Man's Hand Warrior is interesting, but like it's not the coolest. Okay. I want to figure out what line, which card copy is the copy of this one, I wonder. It probably is like the 5 mana Servant of Yogg-Saron card. Audio Engineer personally is not really cool. Tony, King of Piracy. He actually has a signature version of himself. They know what they're doing with this card. Like, you can literally make a warrior deck that can tutor for pirates. Get this, Journey to Ungoro, destroy your opponent's deck. And that's what I'll definitely be doing with Warrior, because that seems really interesting. As well as the Bomb Warrior that Ruffle made. Because that just seems fun. But free bird, but it costs mana. I feel like a lot of the descriptions nowadays is, it costs mana? Crazy, it's like the balance of the game. Game +1/+1 for each one. I think if this was 3 mana, it'd be better, but like, yeah, it's interesting. Then 1 Amalgam Band. Why be good with 1 instrument when you could be terrible with all of them? The one thing I want to know is, so do they have the coin for this one yet? That's Vise of Shadows, okay. So that would mean at the very end, a Polar Water costs how much? Okay, this is one thing I'm really annoyed about. Why is it that the coins from the Battle Pass are better than the coins for owning all the cards? This is the one, this is like the one exception. Oh wait, is it? Like, this is actually a good one, but like, this one is so much cooler than this one. And like, this one is really cool, but both of them are kind of like different things. But like, this one is freaking sick, and the effect would be really sick in golden, which is where I'm really grading these. This one just is like, fair enough. Yeah, that's the Sunken City one. Like, you could say that's really good, and the effect would make it really nice. But yeah, I can't wait for them to continue making coins for earlier. But this is the one you get for the Battle Pass, and this one does look really freaking good. But yeah, I hope you all had an absolutely wonderful time seeing me open my packs. I'm really happy in the way that they went, especially with this signature legendary for Death Knight. I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video when I make more Hearthstone content. Goodbye.